In the ancient city of Timbuktu, where scholars came to study and caravans brought treasures and distant lands, lived a young woman named Fatuma, who possessed the strangest gift imaginable. She could weave memories into cloth. It began when she was 16, grieving the death of her beloved grandmother. As she sat at her loom, tears falling onto the cotton thread, something miraculous happened. The cloth she wove that day captured not just colors and patterns, but actual memories of her grandmother. The sounds of laughter, the smell of the perfume, the feeling of her gentle hands braiding Fatuma's hair. Anyone who touched that clothes could experience those memories as if they were their own. Words of the memory weaver spread quickly.
Did you see it? Her loom, it shines.
They say she weaves magic into the cloth.
People began commissioning her to weave clothes containing their most precious memories. A father's last words to his son, a mother's lullabies, the touch of a beloved who had died. Fatuma's workshop became a place of pilgrimage, but the gift came with a terrible price. Each memory Fatuma wove into clothes was drained from its original owner. The father who commissioned a cloth for his son's laughter found he could no longer remember what the boy's laugh sounded like. Without touching the fabric, people became dependent on their memory clothes, clutching them desperately. Their experiences trapped in fabric instead of living in their hearts. The breaking point came when the Sultan of Mali himself arrived in Timbuktu, having traveled hundreds of miles to commission a memory cloth. His young son had died of a fever, and he wanted to preserve every moment of the boy's short life. "Weave it all," he commanded, tears streaming down his royal face. Every word he spoke, every time he smiled, every night I told him stories. I would pay any price to keep these memories forever. Fatuma tried to warn him. "Your Majesty, if I weave all these memories, you will lose them naturally. You will only be able to experience your son through this cloth." "I don't care," the Sultan declared. "Better to have them preserved in your weaving than to lose them to time and grief." For 7 days and 7 nights, Fatuma worked on the Sultan's commission. The resulting cloth was magnificent, a tapestry that shimmered with life and love, containing an entire relationship between father and son. But when the Sultan wrapped himself in the finished cloth, something horrible happened. Not only had he lost all natural memory of his son, but the intense grief of reliving the boy's death over and over through the fabric began to drive him mad. "Take it away," he screamed. "I can't bear to experience his death again. But I can't remember him any other way." That night, as the Sultan's anguished cries echoed through the palace, Fatuma sat in her workshop, surrounded by hundreds of memory clues, each one representing someone's stolen ability to naturally remember their own life. She realized with horror that she had become not a preserver of precious moments, but a thief of human existence. The next morning, she made a decision that shocked the entire city. She gathered every memory cloth she had ever created and carried them down to the market before a crowd. Then she began to unweave them one by one. "What are you doing?" the people cried. "You are destroying our memories." "No," Fatuma said calmly. "I am returning them to where they belong, in your hearts and minds, not wrapped in thread and fabric." As each cloth was unraveled, something magical happened. The memories flowed back to their rightful owners like water returning to a river. The Sultan, when his son's memory returned to him, he wept with relief. Now I can remember my boy's laughter without being forced to relive his death. But many customers were furious at losing their tangible connections to their precious memory. "How dare you?" shouted the merchant. "Those memories were the only proof that my fortune ever existed." Fatima stood calmly amid the chaos. "Memories are not meant to be possessed like objects," she said. "They are meant to live in us, to change and grow and fade, even as we do. When we try to trap them in clothes or stone, we stop them from being part of our living story." Many remained angry, and Fatima found herself exiled from Timbuktu by those who felt she had stolen their most precious possessions. She traveled to a small village, far from any city, where she returns to simple weaving, creating beautiful clothes that captured only colors and patterns, but not memories. Years later, a young girl from the village approached Fatima's room. "Grandmother," she said, for that was what the village children called her, "can you teach me to weave?" As Fatima watched the girl's eager face, she smiled and said, "Child, I will teach you to weave, but only clothes that will warm the body and please the eyes. But the most beautiful patterns of all, your memories, your dreams, your love, those you must weave into the fabric of your own heart. No loom can ever hold such precious things." And so Fatima spent her remaining years teaching not just the craft of weaving, but the wisdom she had learned. That some gifts are too powerful to use, that some treasures are too precious to possess, and the most beautiful memories are those that live freely in the heart, changing and growing with each passing day.